Shailesh sir, you are okay, right? Can we start now?
Yes, we can start.
Yes, we can start.
Okay, then we are starting as now. Hello, everyone. Good evening. As we all know, we are here on this fourth day of this 1 week FDP program on reimagining academia, innovations, research, and future pathways, organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell, IQAC, MES Ponnani College, in collaboration with Kerala State Higher Education Council, KSHEC. We welcome everyone to this program. Formally, let me invite Mr. P.K. Abdul Nafir, Assistant Professor, Department of Geology from MES Ponnani College. So please.
Good evening, everyone. Hope I am audible. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the fourth session of our 1 week faculty development program organized by IQAC MES Ponnani College and Kerala State Higher Education Council. And today's topic is the research landscape in the AI and data-driven era. And we have a very eminent personality, Dr. SHAILESH from Cochin University of Science and Technology. He is an assistant professor, Department of Computer Science, Cochin University of Science and Technology, and he'll be discussing the various applications of AI and related data analysis things that will be very helpful for our research and academic. Dr. Shailesh has completed his PhD from Cochin University of Science and Technology, and he has completed his postdoc from Knowledge Media Institute, UK. And he is having experience in both industry and academic level. So the session will be very fruitful one. I hope you all will be enjoying the session. Uh, uh, I extend a warm welcome to Dr. Shailesh to the session on behalf of IQAC MES Ponnani College. And I welcome Dr. V.U. Amira, the IQAC coordinator, MES Ponnani College. And I extend a warm welcome to all the participants from various institutions to the session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now let's move on to the introduction of our esteemed chief guest, Dr. Shailesh Shiva. As the sir mentioned, he is an assistant professor at Department of Computer Science in CUSAT. And to name a few, he's a technology evangelist, educator, researcher with relevant experience in both academic and industry, currently working as an assistant professor at the Department of Computer Science in Cochin University of Science and Technology. Main thing that Strock has is its multiple areas of interest includes different artificial intelligence and data science domains like deep learning, computer vision, machine learning, NLP, data mining, soft computing, quantum computing, and knowledge graphs. Not only this, but quality publications in highly rated international conferences with chapters and journals, including Nature and CUSAT, and they are lecturing as assistant professor in Cochin University of Science and Technology, and also as assistant professor in Sacred Hearts College. With the day's increase in FDP, we have been getting more and more apt personalities to lead on this session. I know you all are eager to hear from him, learn from him. So let me invite him to lead the session on research landscape in the AI and data driven era. So please.
Hello, am I audible properly?
The volume is very low.
Mhm. Okay. Can anyone confirm am I audible properly? Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you try without the headset?
Let me check. Is it audible now? Is it not
Yes, yes,
working?
yes. Better.
Better. Okay.
No, it's fine.
Fine. Let me share my screen first. Is my screen visible to you? Hello, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So okay now? You're able to see, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, first of all, I would like to thank the organizers, the department, and the institution, MES Ponnani, for inviting me for this very relevant session. Uh, I think it is a multidisciplinary workshop or a seminar session happening. So today we are going to discuss on the research landscape in the AI and data science driven era. And uh, already you had an introduction about my profile. Still, I'm just briefing myself. My name is Dr. Shaili Shivan, and I'm currently working as an assistant professor in Department of Computer Science, Cochin University of Science and Technology. And I'm currently serving as a faculty member to teach PG students as well as a research grade, uh, supervising different research students in the area of machine learning and artificial intelligence. Formerly, I worked as a software engineer, and moreover, I'm working now with AI, ML, algorithms, and mathematical stuff related to these domains. Okay, and I'm into research when I started my PhD, and it is actually a journey that should be in a synergy with the research process as well as the domain knowledge. So what I am actually delivering through this session is my experience and why what I have acquired through my 7 or 6 years of research journey. Okay, so hope you will have a good time exploring what are the opportunities in AI and data science that makes research more easier. So the main theme of our topic is how this AI data science related domains can be utilized effectively for uh, making the research more effective, right? So I think there are people from different multiple domains, right? Not only from the technology space, maybe from other branches are also there in the cohort. So I would be just briefing about what is artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all these steps, and how we can actually utilize them for the research purpose, and how they are impacting our research landscape, and what are all the benefits we could uh, achieve from utilizing these tools in the research process. Okay, so before starting with these domain, I just want to give you some idea about what is data, what is information, what is knowledge, and what is intelligence and all. Okay, so basically these are very fundamentals, but still confusing to many people, because we are using the word data, information, knowledge interchangeably at different situations, right? But there is a proper distinction between these concepts: data, information, and knowledge. Okay, see, suppose, and I request all of you to be interactive, so that the session will be more live. And when I ask some questions, if you could able to respond in a proper way, then that will be more engaging. Okay, so so what is data, right? Data is properly defined as, it's a collection of raw facts, right? It's a collection of raw facts. If I ask you to think about uh, something about the elephant, okay, something about the uh, 1 minute, let me stop camera, it will make, okay. Okay, I have joined through another phone too, just to see your responses in the chat. Okay, fine. So a collection of raw facts. So if I ask you to think about elephant, there are some keywords that are coming in your mind, right? The big, the trunk, tusk, mahout, black, vegetarian, like these things are actually coming into your mind. Okay, but with these keywords, nothing can be conveyed properly, or you are not getting any kind of meaning from it, right? Even if I say about me, like Shailish, CUSAT, Kuchi, Alapi, AI, computer science, dance, are you getting anything from this? No, we are not getting any context or meaning from this, right? So such kind of collection of raw facts are actually called as a data, right? The collection of raw facts are actually called as data. The collection of raw facts can be a set of images, symbols, numerals, text, whatever it is. They are not having any kind of context or meaning, right? But if you're giving a context or meaning to those data by connecting them, then it can be information. Like the elephant, the data related to elephant become information. If you say like biggest elephant is the biggest animal in the land, the elephant is having two tusks, it is black in color, it has a long trunk, it eats plants, mahout is the keeper. So we are giving some context or meaning to the data we have already mentioned, right? I as I said, in my case, if I tell like my name is Shailesh, I'm from Alapi, I'm working in Cochin University of Science and Technology, Kochi, and I'm mostly working with artificial intelligence, and I'm in the computer science department. Then those data is actually getting some kind of meaning, or it is actually conveying some context, right? Then it become information, right? And think about the example of elephant itself, the biggest animal in the land. It has two tusks. All these are information, right? And think about how we have obtained this information, or how you got this information. Is that you achieve from, or is that you get from a single source at a single time, at a particular time? No, we have received or perceived this information or data from different sources at different times, right? Maybe you heard about the elephant is the biggest animal in the land from the textbook, but you have experienced that it is black in color, it is having two tusks, right? And maybe from your parents you heard that mahout is the keeper of an elephant, right? So you have got this information from different sources at different times, but what is the capability of your brain? It is the brain is able to collect or retrieve all this information and data that we have received from different sources and at different times very quickly, right? So to make it possible, what is happening, these information and data we have acquired at different time and different situations is actually kept in an organized manner in our brain, right? Or we can say we are having a network of information and data, right? That network of information and data is actually called as our knowledge. Okay, it is actually called as our knowledge. Then what is intelligence? What do you mean by intelligence? Intelligence is the ability of a person to apply his knowledge to solve a problem in a real time situation, right? So hope you could properly distinguish between what is data, how it become information, and what is knowledge, and how we can define intelligence, right? So intelligence is nothing but it is the ability of a personal or a person to apply his knowledge to solve a problem in real time situation. So with this understanding, just think about what is artificial intelligence. Usually, when you when you think about computers or a computing device family, they are all dumb devices. It cannot do by its own. Okay? Computers are very dumb device. Okay, so even though it is dumb, there are so many special properties for computers, right? It is faster, it is accurate, it is a versatile device. So that makes a computer very special to us. We cannot even think about a day or a scenario without computers. Can you just imagine a hospital without computers? Can you just imagine uh, a government office without computers? Can you just imagine uh, still we are using some measuring devices to measure the petrol and put it on your vehicle? It is not happening, or it is not feasible nowadays, right? And everything is actually transformed with the help of computers or the computing devices, right? And as I said, one of the major drawback of such kind of computing devices is they are all dumb devices. So with this thought, not even today, in 1950s itself, people are thinking about how we can make computers intelligent or how we can remove the dumbness of computers from it, right? With that intention, a group of people actually met for a conference called as Dartmouth Conference in 1956, and one of the very renowned scientists called John McCarthy actually introduced the word artificial intelligence with an intention that how we can make a computer intelligent. Okay, how we can make a computer intelligent. And they define artificial intelligence as a scientific domain that deals with making intelligence to a system with the help of data and algorithms. Okay, data and algorithms. Why it is data and algorithms? From the example of human intelligence, I mentioned that the knowledge as well as the ability to apply that knowledge is important for intelligence, right? And for artificial intelligence, definitely we need that ability and knowledge. But we know if we have data, we are able to create knowledge, right? If we have data, we are able to create knowledge. And how we can make the ability to a computer, how we are actually performing a task with a computer with the help of softwares, right? And softwares are nothing, it's a collection of computer programs. And the heart of computer programs are nothing but they are called as algorithms. That is why we are saying that artificial intelligence is a scientific domain that deals with making intelligence to a system with the help of data and algorithm. And the intention of this artificial intelligence is to make a system think like a human. Okay, think like a human. So what are the objectives to think like a human? In what all process, for what all process we human are actually thinking? There are majorly three different tasks. The first one is to make decisions, the next one is to optimize different situations, and the third one is to create something, right? Create something. So basically nowadays also we are using artificial intelligence for decision making, for optimization, as well as for creating new things, right? So when it comes to artificial intelligence, you can see that there are so many subdomains in it. Machine learning, speech, vision, natural language processing. These are all different subdomains in it that deals with each kind of data. When the speech is dealing with the sound, the vision is dealing with the visuals, the natural language processing is dealing with the text, robotics is actually the physical devices. So within artificial intelligence itself, we have several subdomains, and all these subdomains are having the main intention to make a system intelligent, but they are using different strategies to make a system intelligent, right? And one of the major domain within artificial intelligence, or we can say that one major domain called as machine learning, is actually dominating the artificial intelligence domain. That is 99% of the AI models we are now experiencing is actually built using machine learning, because by combining machine learning with other domains, like machine learning with speech, machine learning with vision, machine learning with language, natural language processing, everywhere, if you put the essence of machine learning, that systems will be more robust and reliable. Okay, more robust and reliable, as well as efficient. That is why we are nowadays saying that artificial intelligence is dominated by the machine learning techniques. That is, somehow we can say that nowadays artificial intelligence is equivalent to machine learning, right? And when it comes to machine learning, we have different techniques, mathematical techniques, statistical techniques to make a system learn. And one such family is actually called as artificial neural networks, that depicts the working of a human brain for the intelligent process, right? And neural network can be designed in a particular way, which is called as deep neural network. Then it is called as a deep learning technique. Okay, so you can now connect the relationship, right? We have artificial intelligence, within that we have machine learning, and there are different ways to make machine learning realized. And one particular way that utilizes the working of a human brain is actually called as artificial neural network. A particular configuration of neural network is actually called as deep neural network or a deep learning, right? And the other major part is data science. Okay, data science. So what is actually data? As I said, the collection of raw facts can be considered as data, right? And what is the reality about data? It is nothing but we are actually drowning in data, right? Whatever process we are doing, whatever activities we are doing, it is actually creating some kind of data. Whenever you are sending a message from your phone to your friend's phone, it's actually creating a data, right? Whenever you are loading something on the Google Drive, it is actually creating some kind of data, right? Even when you speak near to your phone, your phone is capturing your conversations. That is again kept as a data, right? So we are actually drowning in data but starving for insights. Okay, but starving for insights. So what is the solution for that? That solution is actually called as data science. Okay, data science. So data science, or the intention of data science, is to unveil the unknowns from the data. Okay, we can say that the data science is used to unveil the unknowns of in the data, or the hidden information that present in the data, right? And data science is not a smaller process. It's actually a big pipeline of generating the data, gathering the data, collecting the data, acquisition of data, storing the data, managing the data, uh, preparing the data, analyzing the pre-processing the data, processing the data, analyzing the data, mining the data, modeling the data, making applications out of data, visualization of data. So it is a bigger pipeline of stages. Okay, it's a bigger pipeline of stages, and even though it is a big pipeline, we majorly divide it into three. That is the data engineering, where we prepare data for analytics. The next one is data analytics, where we try to find out insights from the data with different techniques. And the last part is data visualization and storytelling. Okay, data visualization and storytelling. And all these stages in data science can directly used in our research process too. Okay, and more focus to be given to the analytics part, data analytics. That is, from in data analytics, we are actually applying different data science techniques as well as artificial intelligence and machine learning techniques to get insights from the data. And what are the insights? There are four different types of analytics we are performing. That is descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics, predictive analytics, and prescriptive analytics are the four different types of analytics we are performing on our data. In descriptive analytics, we are trying to find out what happened, and in diagnostic analytics, we are trying to find out what is the reason for an event that we found using descriptive analytics. And predictive analytics focus on what will happen in the future. Okay, what will happen in the future. And prescriptive analytics is actually finding some kind of recommendations according to the predictions we have done on the predictive analytics. So I will explain these things with a simple example. See, one of my friend is actually running a software business, and after analyzing his data, past 2 years data, I'm telling that, friend, Manu, you are having a 30 percentage loss in your business, and you are having some kind of customer churning. That is, we analyzed the past 2 years data and found that he is having a 30 percentage loss, and his customers are actually moving away, right? So here we focus on what happened in the past, right? What happened in the past. That is what we are calling as a descriptive analytics. Okay. And when it comes to diagnostic analytics, see what will happen. We are focusing on why it happened. After knowing he's having 30 percentage loss, definitely he will ask for why I got that loss, right? So what should be our answer? We should answer after analyzing it diagnostically. And after analyzing our data, the data from the business diagnostically, I found that 2 years back, if you do the cluster of customers, that customers, those who are using soft drinks are very small. The cluster of customers, those who are using soft drinks are very natural drinks are very small, but soft drinks are very big. But after 2 years, people are more concerned, health concerned, and people are moving from natural soft drinks to natural drinks. And when I cluster after 2 years, I can see that that small cluster of natural drink users now become a big cluster, and the soft drink users clusters become more smaller, right? That is why he's actually having that loss in his business. So here we found the reason for that particular event happened, we found using the descriptive analytics. That is why we are calling us diagnostic analytics. We are trying to find out the reason behind an event, right? And when it comes to predictive analytics, see, we are trying to focus on what will happen in the future. So after analyzing his data, we got that it is having 30 percentage loss, and it is due to the customers churn from one interest to another interest. And now I'm just predicting with the data that if you continue this business in this way, you will definitely have another 40 percentage loss in the next 1 year. Okay, another 40% loss in the next 1 year. So what we are doing here, we are actually trying to predict what might happen in the future from the past data, right? So that is what we are calling as predictive analytics. And according to the prediction we have done, we can give some kind of recommendations, like you can just shut down the business, you can just suppress your soft drink production and increase that with the natural drinks. Likewise, we can give some kind of recommendations as you get in the Swiggy or Zomato or in the other social media platforms, right? You're getting recommendations on YouTube, right? You're getting recommendations on Spotify, right? So all these things are actually comes under the prescriptive analytics. So these things can be effectively utilized for our research process, right? And there is another thing which is called as big data. That is not a big deal, because most of the time we are not exploring our data in a very big manner. But when it comes to industrial applications or real-time applications like an Uber or a Zomato, Swiggy or a Flipkart or Amazon kind of applications, mostly the data they are handling is actually big. Okay, the big. So we need the legacy data science techniques along with how to handle the data with volume, which is the hugeness, velocity, that is the speed of data, that is the data arriving at a computing environment for processing, and the variety of data as well as the veracity of data. So these properties makes the data big, and we should be strategic enough to handle such kind of big data when you are doing some kind of analytics. And it is not having much importance in the research space. Still, you should know about big data, because nowadays the real time data is actually having the nature of big data. And keep in mind, big data is not only the hugeness, it is also dealing with the velocity of the data, the variety of the data, as well as the veracity of the data. Okay, now after understanding in a very abstract way about artificial intelligence or data science, we can now focus on how this is actually impacting on our research process, right? So the rise of artificial intelligence and data science is transforming scientific research, right? And AI enables faster data processing, pattern recognition, and automation of complex tasks. And AI is not limited to computer science. That is a very big point. That is, AI is not limited to computer science, but it extends to engineering, health, climate science, finance, and social science. Everywhere we can apply this artificial intelligence as a effective tool for research, right? Research and development. Okay, and why we are focusing on AI and data driven research? Because the traditional research method struggles to handle large scale data, as well as to effectively and robustly analyze the data, and to carry out the research process. The traditional methods are not enough nowadays. Okay, so what are the key components we can use in research from AI? That is, we can make use of different techniques. And starting from the traditional AI, we are now at the age of generative AI, right? Generative AI. So from artificial intelligence, we always use the deep learning techniques, the computer vision techniques, the natural language processing, neural network, cognitive computing, machine learning for our research purposes, right? At different stages of researches, we are actually going to discuss that. And the most accepted and most widely explored area of artificial intelligence nowadays is actually called as a generative AI, in the form of different applications like ChatGPT, Gemini, DALI, DeepSeek kind of things. So generative AI is a kind of artificial intelligence technique that focusing on the creation of contents, right? As I said, we can apply intelligence for making decisions, we can apply intelligence for doing optimization, and finally we can apply intelligence for creating something, right? So there we can see the importance of generative AI. So it is a special kind of AI technique which comes under deep learning, which is focusing on generating contents from the input. Okay, generating contents from the input. Okay, so we can actually see the synergy of AI and the research in two perspectives. That is, what all possibilities are there in AI for research. Okay, what all possibilities in AI for research, and the next is how AI can be effectively used for any research, right? So when it comes to AI research, that is, what are the possible areas of AI to be researched? It is majorly starting from the machine learning and deep learning techniques. Maybe the computer science people in the cohort can be benefited from here. If you want to do some research in AI, you can start exploring from the machine learning and deep learning techniques, its applications on several domains, like how we can apply machine learning and deep learning techniques for medical applications, healthcare applications, different software engineering, different engineering applications, like in art, in culture, in heritage, everywhere we can apply machine learning and deep learning techniques. Then the natural language processing, which deals with the textual data, that is what we are experiencing in ChatGPT. The computer vision techniques that we see in our street, the AI cameras which capture the images and videos from the roads and finding out something from with the help of intelligence, and the reinforcement learning, explainable AI, AI in edge computing. So these things are actually particularly I have mentioned for computer science people, those who are getting into the research of AI, right? And we can actually discuss more about this AI in interdisciplinary research, that is AI in health, how we can actually apply AI in healthcare. When you are from a healthcare professional, healthcare domain, or if you are related to biology or zoology or any other life sciences, you have a bunch of opportunity to explore AI in it, right? Starting from medical diagnosis, medical image analysis, drug discovery, personalized medicines. There are a lot of opportunities opened in the domain of healthcare for applying this AI in it, right? And when it comes to engineering, like whether it is in mechanical engineering or in civil engineering or whatever traditional engineering domains we have, there are a lot of opportunities available to apply AI in it. Like see, in the case of structural health monitoring, when as we are concerned about civil engineers, see, we can find out the cracks, automatically find out the cracks within the building structures. We can analyze the vibrations for anomalies. We can do some early warnings if there is some kind of earthquakes are actually going to happen. And even in the case of smart cities, we can control traffic according to the traffic population. We can do some kind of waste management. We can do energy optimizations. There are a lot of the areas where we can apply AI for the different decision making and optimization techniques within the engineering stream. And in the case of environmental science also, the climate predictions, the forest fire detections, and the anomalies happening on wildlife, like the tracking the animals, counting the animals, the aerial surveillance. All these things can be explored with the help of artificial intelligence, right? And even in social sciences nowadays, people are actually using a lot of steps when it using the application of AI. We can apply it on commerce, economics, humanities, everywhere we can see its application, uh, its AIs and data science applications when we are doing a social science research, right? Now we can explore more deeper into the research process. And as far as concerned, like the research process is actually explaining how you should carry out your research, right? And usually when you look into the research methodology textbooks or theories of research, you can see that the researches can be carried out in different ways according to the different pointers, right? So if we are focusing on the general category, we can do some kind of quantitative research as well as the qualitative research. And according to the nature of the study, what we are actually trying to research, going to find out from the research, we can actually consider them as descriptive research and analytical research. Okay. And according to the purpose of the study, we can say the research can be applied or a fundamental research. And depending upon the design of the research, it can be an exploratory research or a conclusive research. And according to the data we have, we can perform a primary research or a secondary research. Hope you are all aware about these things, right? What is a quantitative, what is a qualitative, what is descriptive, what is analytics, right? About all these are different kind of research methodologies. So whatever it is, whatever methodology we are adapting, most of the time the research is carried out by following some different process. Okay. And the major processes we always focus when we are carrying out a research is to first identifying the problem. Okay, identifying the problem in our domain. Okay, so that for identifying the problem in our domain, you have to first choose one domain. Okay, first choose one domain, because we cannot do research on a very vast domain, right? So the first thing you have to keep in mind is you just start with a domain you are interested with, and just narrow down the different gaps in it. And to find out that gaps, you have to do a thorough background study and a literature review. Okay, what all researchers are already happened in this area can be explored with the help of literature review and background study. And after identifying the potential gaps in the literatures, you can actually create some kind of research questions. Why it is so, why it is not explored, why this is happening like this. So you will have some kind of uh, research questions that comes in your mind. And that research questions con- can be transformed as a problem statement. Okay, that can be transformed as a problem statement. And according to that problem statement, you can create or you can perform some kind of or you can formulate some kind of hypothesis. And after setting that hypothesis, what you have to do is you have to design your research, how you are going to validate that hypothesis by carrying out the research, right? So you have to create a research design. Then after research design, then you have to define the data as well as the focus of interest for carrying out data collection or some other things. Then collect the data, analyze the data and prove your hypothesis. Then that should be reported back, to the research community. That is why we are using research report writing and all, right? So overall, for all kind of researchers, we are following these steps. First we have to identify a domain and explore that domain with background study and literature review. Find out the potential gaps in that domain. Okay, and with that potential gaps, you just create some kind of research questions to be asked. And with that research questions, you can create a problem statement that we are going to do these kind of research. And that problems, from that problem statement you can create some kind of objectives, and hypothesis should be formulated, and this hypothesis should be proved at the end of the research. For that you have to create a research design. The research design includes how you are going to collect the data, how you are going to analyze the data, how you are going to prove the hypothesis. These should be mentioned in the research design. Then collect the data, analyze it, prove your hypothesis, and report it to the research community through thesis, through research papers, through conferences, through book chapters, through articles, right? So you can actually communicate your research findings to the community with the help of research writing. Okay, fine. So this is the process we always focusing on. And how we can actually utilize AI and data science effectively at each stage of this research process, right? Starting from identifying a research problem and a literature review. So, as I said, we have to understand the problem domain and review the existing research. Then only you can find out the research gaps and research questions from it, right? So, for that purpose, you have to explore the literatures as well as the currently available resources very, very exhaustively to find out new problems in a domain, right? So how can we get all these resources, all this information, all this document from the internet? For that you can use the tools like Google Scholar, Semantic Scholar, Connected Papers, Research Rabbit. These are all different tools available for exploring the literatures. And even we can do some kind of tricky things. Without reading the entire paper, you can do some kind of summarization and get the core insights from the paper by using different AI based summarizers like elicit, cite.ai kind of stuff. And definitely the LLMs, that is the chat gpt, Claude, perplexity kind of steps, can be effectively used to explore or the understand the literatures available more easier way, right? So just think of it, you should have a set of scholarly search engine to explore the literatures and related information from the internet, right? So for that we can make use of Google Scholar, okay, then Microsoft Academic, ResearchGate, Woodsman Alpha, Science Direct, IEEE, Explore Digital Library, worldwidescience.org, and there are a lot of other tools available. These are the majorly used one. That is how that's why I mentioned these names, okay. And the next phase, that is the research design and methodology, how you can actually design and how you can fix the methodology for research, right? Choosing the research methodology is a very what difficult task that needs a lot of expertise, right? And that expertise can be explored with the help of the available AI tools. Like and the methodology, the design of experiments should be done. In the case of social sciences researchers, you need to collect a lot of data from users, right? So you can make use of intelligence tools like Google Forms, JSAP, SPSS kind of steps to effectively explore the research domain and to design the research in a proper way, right? And after collecting the data, definitely you have to analyze the data, and even before analyzing the data you have to make the data ready for analysis, right? So you have to do a lot of data collection and pre-processing prior to the analysis. For that there are a set of sophisticated software tools are available, and to effectively perform this, use any kind of programming language like Python, R, or something like that, because it is too difficult to perform some tasks with tools. So to automate that task, we can actually make use of artificial intelligence and data science techniques. And definitely the Python and R will be a very good choice for such kind of automations. Even if you write a 3 or 4 line of code with Python or R, you can actually save days that you that seeks the human labor to complete a work, right? So such kind of AI tools can be very effectively used for this data collection and pre-processing techniques. And for the analysis and interpretation, that is the exploratory data analysis. And as I said, the AI and the machine learning stuffs can be effectively used for analyzing our data that is prepared through the previous stage, and uh, finding out the useful insights from it. Okay, and you can make use of this NVivo, SPSS, Stata, Tableau, Power BI kind of stuff as a software tool. And even you can perform this with the programming, like using the Python, different Python libraries, different R libraries, and other libraries available with different programming languages, right? So for this is one of the major stage we always struggle, right? After getting all this data, you have to prove your hypothesis by performing different statistical and other analytical techniques, right? And all the statistical and analytical techniques can be now easily implemented with the help of machine learning. Okay, machine learning and other AI applications. See, so just try to get into the domain of artificial intelligence if you are really keen about doing your research in a very smarter way. And you can see these are the tools available. Power BI is there, Tableau is there, Excel is there, SPSS is there, Mini Tab is there, GraphPad, Prism is there, Python, R. These are all different tools which are available to us. Okay, which are available to us to effectively perform data analytics, as I said in the previous case. That is, we can perform descriptive analytics, we can perform diagnostic analytics, we can perform predictive analytics, and we can perform prescriptive analytics with this all tools. Okay, and the next is, after analyzing it, you have actually done with the experiments, right? Now you have to report that to the research community, right? For that you have to properly draft your research findings as a thesis, or as a research article, or as a presentation. uh, However, we have to communicate our research findings to the community, right? So for that purpose, we can make use of the writing and structured research paper writing tools. Okay, and for that we always use the drafting tools like MS Office and Overleaf. And to manage the citations and all, we can make use of Zotero, Mentally, and EndNote. And to effectively write with proper English, you can use any other kind of language supporting techniques. We are actually going a bit detail in it. So suppose you want to explore some kind of references in your research writing, we usually keep the references somewhere in our Excel sheet or something, right? But it is very easy to do that with the tools like Mentalo, Satoro, and all. You can keep all your references as a library in Mentally or this Sotera kind of applications, and you can keep the summary and other things related to a research paper within the Mentaley itself. And you can connect this Mentaley with Overly for Word, so that you can automatically cite the contents very properly with the help of these tools. And all these tools are nowadays integrated with artificial intelligence techniques, because that makes the human effort more simple. Okay, so keep in mind the most widely used tools for reference management is actually Mentele and Zotero with different AI modules. And for writing, it is very crucial to write and format our research findings as an article, right? For that, what we are actually doing is we have a lot of traditional tools like OpenOffice and MS Office kind of stuff, but but as a very authentic researcher, I always recommend people to use the LaTeX, a tool called LaTeX, which will help us to create a very what classy documents similar to the book textbooks we are actually learning. And the one of the major advantage of such tools are we are not we need not to focus on the aesthetics of the paper. We can actually focus on the content of the paper rather than making it more attractive, right? So that is why we are recommending, or the research community is recommending, LaTeX as a tool for effectively writing or creating research documents, right? And when you're writing the contents, the major concern we always face is like the way of writing, the grammatical mistakes, and the unprofessional sentence constructions and all, right? And I will tell you one of my experience. When I started drafting my research article and communicating to journals in my PhD period, the very first paper I have communicated to a Taylor and Francis journal got rejected, and they have given a comment like, we know English is not the primary language of all the nations, but we are publishing this paper in English, so we cannot accept your article as it is having no quality English, right? So with with this much diplomacy, they are simply rejecting our paper for not having a proper language or a proper language writing skill. And see, nowadays you are all very lucky to have the tools such as Grammarly, Quillbot, the Gemini, and all, and even the ChatGPT and other LLMs. They are all helping us to check correct our grammar, to create contents in a very effective way, right? So make use of such applications like Grammarly and all. And even after creating the contents, you may be copying the contents from different sources, right? The one of the major ethical concern is that you should always give a credits to that person where you have chosen it, right? But still there will be some kind of copyright issues or some kind of intellectual property issues related to a particular work or a draft, right? So to check that, you can make use of the the tools like Identicate, Turnitin, Udkund, cross check kind of plagiarism checking tools. Okay, plagiarism checking tools. Hope you got idea about the tools, right? And definitely nowadays the projects are much bigger now. Our individual research works are okay, but when it comes to executing a project after getting some funding from other third party, it is too difficult to manage the resources and the workflow, right? So there you can effectively use some kind of project management tools like Microsoft Project, Atlas, in Jira kind of stuff, so that they can uh, actually divide the entire project into smaller modules, and each module should be completed before this particular day. And those things can be tracked and definitely effectively managed with the help of these project management tools like Microsoft Project, Atlas, Jira kind of stuff. Okay. And after doing all this research, after communicating it to the your research community, it is very essential to make your research available to the people in the same community, right? Suppose you are finding out something on the medical images, which will become a breakthrough or a game changer in that domain, that should be communicated, or that should be aware about all other people in that community, right? For that, you can always publish your articles in the Google Scholar, the ResearchGate. The ORCID is one of the major ID kept for all the researchers in the world, and you can publish it on Mendeley, Publons, Archive, even this Archive, it is called as Archive. There's a database called Scopus. Everywhere you can actually publish your data, and there will be two different modes. One is the subscription mode as well as the open access mode. The subscription mode is nothing but we are actually the readers are actually paying some amount to read your articles, and we can publish the article for free. But the open access mode is quite different. That is, the readers will get all these documents for free, and as a course for bearing the different publication process and printing everything, we have to pay an article processing charge, which is called as open access. Okay, which is called as open access journals. So if you want to communicate it to a bigger crowd, definitely you can go for the open access, provided you are having enough funds for it. Okay. And apart from all these tools that is used in research process, there should be some miscellaneous tools that help us a lot for keeping the documentation more professional and all. For that, you can use, always we need to represent our findings as diagrams, architectures and all, right? So you can make use of this kind of applications like Microsoft Visio, Dia, and Draw.io. These are all different tools which help us to create professional diagrams for putting it in our research articles and research documentations, right? And the other thing we have to keep in mind is, whenever you are communicating your journal or research finding to the society, that should be through a good set of quality journals or conferences, right? And how you can get the information about different quality publications and all, you can search for Scopus database, you can search for DBLP, you can search for Clarivate. So everywhere you can see the quality indexes of different journals in it. Okay. So these are the other miscellaneous tools that we can explore for performing the research in a very efficient way. Okay. And here it comes to the end, that is the concluding remark. And the AI and the data driven approaches make your research effective, efficient, hurdle free, and research fruitful. And I always tell to my research students, like, it makes your life easier, happy, and it will give time to be with your loved ones more. Okay. So be in the AI domain, make use of AI, be a consumer of AI. That will help you to effectively perform your research in a very efficient way. Okay. So thank you. And maybe you are getting bored by listening to so much theories. That is why I'm just completing it more early, so that the floor can be open for more discussions and questions. The more insights will be coming out as a part of the discussion. So So if you have any questions, you can ask. You can either put on the chat box, or you can unmute and speak directly. Yes, Kevin and Jobin, you can unmute and ask. Is the participants muted from the organizer side? Then please unmute them. How can we publish? No. Suhaila Adib, how the question is, how can we publish the paper without paying a lot? Actually, even without paying nothing, we can actually publish our papers. There is no need of paying amount to publish it. Okay. So what you have to search? Uh, are you from the scientific domain or
Yes,
from?
sir. I'm from computer science domain.
Yeah,
Actually, yeah, I'm going to finish my PhD work, but for my university, they are restricting that to publish paper in two paper in Scopus.
yeah,
But I'm approaching the open access channels. It goes to APC charge high, like for the minimum 8 paper, they are $500. Likewise, they are
yeah.
asking.
Actually, this thing's happening when we are compromising on the quality of our research. Okay. So so I can show you. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when you look into different journals, if you want to search for a journal like entertainment computing, this is one of the uh, journal that comes in my domain. I usually work with this uh, how AI and computing can be applied on the domains like art, culture, heritage, and all. See, if you look into this uh, the journal's profile, okay, you can see the gate for others. Most of the time, it will be in the gate for others, and there will be some options showing the APC. Yeah, see, if you want to publish it in open access, okay, please visit the open access. If you want to publish it in open access mode only, you need to pay it. Otherwise, if you want to submit it in a subscription mode, you definitely need not to pay anything for that. Because if you are creating a quality research and a content out of it, the research community is eager to read that content, right? So they will pay for reading our articles. So if you have the quality content and uh, research outcomes, definitely you just go for the subscription mode. There is no need to go for the open access. And we are having a thought like, see, while applying for open access, the paper will get accept in a more faster way without having much quality check. But that is a very false perspective, because we need not to compromise on the quality of the research. We always put our effort and come up with good research outcomes, then definitely it can be published with the subscription mode. And if you have a funder behind you, suppose you are doing a project from a or you are publishing an article from a funded project, or some organization is actually funding for your research, then you can actually go for the open access, because those who are supporting you will pay for the article processing charges, right? So definitely for subscription mode publications, if you have that concern about the huge amount you need to pay. Any other questions? How AI data reliable in science research? Yeah. So that is a very apt question, because when we are performing a research, data is one of the more important thing, right? So you have to put some, or you have to apply your mind while generating the data with AI. I will not always recommend to use AI for creating your data, because when you are creating a data with AI, whatever issues we had in the data we use for training that AI model, that will get reflected on the data generated by the AI models, right? And as a human, we are curating the data for training our models, right? And we have an inherent bias, inherent what issues in our mind itself, so that all will get reflected on this data. And and that issue, that makes issues with the data generated by AI models. So I won't recommend you to use uh, AI for generating data for scientific research. Instead, what you can do is you can use AI tools to effectively augment or effectively impute some kind of data from the original data, that should be conform with performing some kind of statistical analysis uh, for the goodness of the data, that it is not deviating from the distribution of the actual data, it is not having any kind of noises. That should be ensured before using data generated through AI for a scientific research. Is that convincing, Umesh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Does any of you have any more further questions?
Any other questions? I think some more participant, Kevin Shiva. Do you have any questions? You have raised hands. If you have any questions, you can either put on the chat box.
It seems as everybody's doubts are clear.
Yeah.
So we are moving forward to like delivering a vote of thanks. Shailesh sir, you have been going through this entire 1 hour session. Like it was so thought provoking. So let me invite a faculty representative, Dr. A.R. Sinha, Head of Department of Hindi from MES Ponnani College, to deliver the word of thanks. So please.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, sir.
Respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and dear colleagues, this is the end of our fourth-day session of our faculty development program. First of all, I am thanking to our chief guest, Dr. Shailesh sir. Sir, we thank you for gracing this occasion with your presence and sharing your valuable insights with us about AI and data science. Thank you, sir. I also express our heartfelt gratitude to our principal, Subair sir, IQAC, IQAC coordinator, Dr. Amiramis Nafi sir, and everyone involved in making this program a great success. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Is the session over? Can I log out?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.